because of their sponsorship, we're able to do webinars and in-person events, hopefully soon, workshops and things in person sooner rather than later. But we are thankful for their sponsorship and their support. So Stephanie has, as I mentioned, she's done several workshops in person. She's done some webinars for us, and she's just so fun to work with. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to her.
Awesome. Thanks, Brandy. Thanks so much. That's great. So, okay. So I'm going to share the results, or I think I just did. So Brandy, let me get you off of Spotlight. I know you love that. Okay, so, all right, so if you guys look at the poll results that we just took, you will see, so 63% of, what's that from? Let me mute everyone. Let me just mute everyone. Somebody might have, let's just see. These, everybody should be muted. Oh, here, I'm gonna, okay, so I think I've got everybody muted. Okay, all right, so 63% of us have used Canva, which is great. Skill set level, about 69% beginners, which is fantastic, and we've got a couple intermediates, which is great. And then the number one thing everybody wants to learn in today's training, it is branding style guide. Oh, yeah, no, wait, social media posts is at 31%, and then the branding style guide and the secret shortcuts are both at 25%, and then the fonts, colors, and templates. So that's great. I think that we're gonna have a great training, and we're gonna be able to cover everything that you guys want, and I'm gonna be able to have you guys creating in Canva like rock star graphic designers. So that's my plan for today's training. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. I created a little PowerPoint for the training today because I know the time, we have 2 hours together, which doesn't seem, it seems like it's a lot of time to go over all of this, but I am telling you, these trainings go so quickly, and I want to make sure that I answer everyone's questions as well. So I do like to make these interactive. However, I do want to be mindful of time. So if something happens where I have to take questions towards the end or after when we end the training, I have no problem doing that, but I just want to be mindful of time. So what I will do is, as I go through the training, I will stop in different areas and ask if you guys have questions. If you have questions, you will see at the bottom of the screen, it says Q&A. If that's, I think that's what it says. Let's see. Yeah, it's the Q&A. Please put your questions in there. Don't put them in the chat because it's too hard for me to be able to monitor the chat and the Q&A, and that way I can answer your questions. I also have this training set so that everyone has the ability to speak, because sometimes it's hard going back and forth in the Q&A, so I made it so that way it can be interactive. Okay, so today's Canva Masterclass training. Secret, quick shortcuts only pro designers know about how to create stunning designs quickly. So when Brandy first asked me, do you know anybody who does Canva trainings? And I said no, because most of the Canva trainings are just basic. They are just showing you the dashboard and kind of showing you just the tools inside Canva, but they're not real in-depth. So I jumped on the opportunity to do this because I have trained my staff, I have trained social media managers. So this is the tools and the tricks that we use, and you guys are getting the inside scoop. So it's going to be really good. Okay, so my promise to you for this masterclass is to help you quickly learn shortcuts that the pros use to be able to do graphic design in less than 2 hours in this Canva training. Make sure you committed to give yourself these 2 hours to learn graphic design. So if you will, turn off your cell phone. I know I can't see you, but log out of social media and have this, just give 100% of your attention to this workshop because you're gonna learn a ton. I don't want you to feel like you have to take a ton of notes. I am going to record this so you guys will have access to it. Everything that I'm going to share in here, I have created links and resources to. So that way you will have, if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you access to the complete guide with everything I'm going to share with you today. So the biggest thing is just really be present. Don't try to go along in your Canva account. I'm going to share my Canva account and you can kind of see inside Canva and what things look like. So okay, so just a little about me. For those of you that don't know me, it's always nice to just know, okay, who is Stephanie Hines and why should I even listen to her? How do you even know this stuff about Canva or social media? So I'll just tell you really quick. I started my first business when I was 18 years old, and from there to now, I've had dozens of businesses. Some huge successes and some complete belly flops. But I knew at a young age, I'm a 4th generation entrepreneur, I knew at a young age that I was going to be an entrepreneur. And so I did graduate from college with a business degree and minored in marketing. And once I started my first nail salon, I actually put myself through school and with that first business. And then from there, I opened several businesses. And one of them was a marketing firm. And I did that for about 8 years. I absolutely loved it. And then I transitioned into business coaching because what I realized is I was doing so much more for business owners than just their marketing. So that's how I became a business and marketing coach. And so for the last almost 10 years now, I want to say I've been a coach. And so I train people on social media. I train them on processes and systems in their businesses, how to scale their businesses, how to build their lists, and you name it. Every tool business owners need, because I'm in the trenches, that I have the ability to share and train people in a way that entrepreneurs can understand. We don't have a ton of time, so I always believe in keeping things at a 5th grade level, easy to implement, and that's what I'm going to do today. So if you stay to the end, like I said, what I'm going to do is I actually reached out to Canva and I told them that I was doing this training, and they were very excited. They actually created an affiliate account for me to do a masterclass trainings with, and any of the students that take my trainings will get a 30-day free access to Canva Pro. And I'm going to give you all of this at the end. You're going to get my complete resource guide that I will have all my shortcuts, my links, all the resources that I share in here, you're going to have access to, as well as the recording of today's training. So, okay, so let's get started. All right, so what we're going to cover is the first and foremost is your Canva Branding Kit. This is the foundation of any graphic design. And for our companies, I mean, our businesses need a branding kit. If you don't have one, I'm going to show you today how to create one. I'm going to teach you a little bit, I love this, for font's sake, the art of pairing fonts. It's so important. We all know it. And if you've even dabbled in Canva or Photoshop or InDesign, you know that pairing of fonts can make or break images, logos, you name it, as well as color theory. I am not an artist. My husband is, I am not someone who wants to learn everything about color, so I just have some quick tips that I use in teaching my social media managers in my teams about color, which I think you guys are really gonna like. And then I'm gonna show you everything about templates in Canva, how to create some winning social media content. You guys, I'm gonna let you behind the scenes into one of my Canva accounts where I actually have some client images in there so that you guys can kind of see what we do as a social media manager. So one thing I didn't tell you guys in the introduction about myself is in November 2019, I actually launched, I did a soft launch of a digital marketing agency. And right now we are fully launched marketing firm and coaching. So what that means is I have Facebook ad specialists, Google ad specialists, social media managers. And so you're learning everything that behind the scenes of a real digital marketing agency, which is really cool. Because I didn't have access to this before I did agency years ago either. I'm gonna publish, I'll show you how to publish your content right from Canva. We're just gonna make it super simple. I'm gonna show you some keyboard shortcuts to help you design even faster. And then I'm gonna show you how to create transparent images because that's gonna be really key in your designs. So, okay, so Canva really is your secret weapon for stunning designs. And like I said before, as a coach and marketing expert, I really needed to learn myself about this and how to teach my team how to create images, logos that really popped and were stunning. And so that's exactly what I'm going to show you today in Canva. So if you're new to Canva, Canva is a graphic design tool that actually lets you collaborate, create graphs, edit photos, social media posts. It has not just several templates, it has a ton of templates. It has a massive library of stock images, vectors, icons, designs, photos, you name it. You can do anything that you could do in Photoshop or InDesign or Illustrator right inside Canva. And Canva is just so, for me, so much easier. I am not a graphic designer. I know marketing, I can do marketing with my eyes closed, but I also need to understand the behind the scenes of what graphic designers do. I could never figure out Photoshop. I don't know why, and I am kind of techie. I would like to think I am, but it just was massive to me. And same with Illustrator. And so once I found Canva years ago, I have always used it. And the thing that I like is that it's rather inexpensive and anyone can use it. And it's just getting even more massive with the designs that you can create inside of it. So I like Canva Pro. So there are two types of Canva accounts. And one is the free account and the other is Canva Pro. Now the free account, I mean, the free account is free, but the Canva Pro account, I want to say it's like $9.99 a month if you sign up for a whole year, and then it's $12.97 a month if you do month to month. It is well worth that price because think about it, Photoshop is so much more expensive. I want to say Photoshop's like, it's got to be like 40 to 60 a month. So this is really doable for small business owners. But if you see here, according to Canva, more than 10,000 organizations create designs with Canva Pro. And here are some of them: Anytime Fitness, HuffPost, Greenpeace, Duke University. So you can see that it really is 10,000 organizations are using it. So this is my thought process. If 10,000 organizations are using it, then it's got to be a simpler alternative to the other graphic design options out there. And I figure I can figure it out if 10,000 other organizations have figured it out. Okay, so here's why I like Canva Pro. And I will tell you guys, sometimes there's times to I call them leaky holes in your business and cut expenses. But it also, to not go with Pro is going to be so frustrating with, for you, because if you make mistakes in just the free Canva account, let's say for instance, this magic resizing, you can't go in there and resize your image. You literally have to recreate it. And that's frustrating when you're trying to learn. So the other thing is you have the ability to take images and create with one click, because Canva is more like a drop and drag editor, but you can create GIFs, you can create videos, you can create, like I was telling you, the transparent images. These are the top reasons why I really like it. The branding kit, this we're going to go into, is huge, but it will house your whole branding kit. You can also invite your team, which I really like. If you have templates, things like that you want to share, even with your clients, with other team members, you can do that with Canva Pro that you can't with the free account. And then you also have access to custom templates and premium fonts. You have a lot more fonts to choose from in the premium account. So hands down, I wouldn't tell you there's one reason I would ever go with the free account, just because it's going to make it so much easier on you as you're learning through the process. And at the end, I'm going to show you how you can get it for 30 days for free, and you can just kind of try it out. Okay, so 5 ways that you're going to use Canva for business, right? So what are we using Canva for, Stephanie? So you're going to use it for your social media posts. You can use it for your blog headers. You can also use it for your blog images. You can also use it for, have you seen emails? I'm going to show you some of my accounts, but the email headers, you can use it for that, for Instagram graphics. You guys, you can create Instagram stories right inside Canva. You can use it for, if you're doing opt-ins or freebies, which you definitely should be to build and grow your list. You can create your newsletter right inside it. You can create, like I said before, the videos and GIFs. You can do so much inside of Canva. Okay, so we're going to jump right in. So the first thing that I'm going to talk to you about is creating your branding board. Now, the reason why you need a branding board is because that is going to be the foundation of your marketing. All it is at a glance, it's a document that all your branding elements, your logos, your fonts, your color palettes, even like you can see on mine, some of the background images, I've got my icons here. What it does is it helps to keep your branding consistent. And that's key, because a lot of you said you were interested in the social media, so I'll just use that for example. As people are scrolling through social media, you want them to start recognizing your brand. Think of a brand right now that pops up in your mind that you know they have great branding, and every time you scroll by it, whether you just take a quick look or not, you know because of either the colors, because of the style of the post, you know it's that company posting. That is what a branding board does. It makes you stand out, and it makes all your marketing consistent. This does take some time to do, but with the secrets and the shortcuts I'm going to show you guys, I definitely want you to sit down and take the time to do this, because if you do it now, as you're creating your images, as you're creating brochures, as you're doing your website, you have this board done and made, and you can use this across all with your team. You can use this if you're outsourcing, and everything looks the same. So I wonder if I can do this, you guys. Will you guys put in the Q&A for me? Or no, wait, can you put it in the chat? Can I see the chat? Let's see, hold on. Yes, okay. In the chat, I want you guys to put for me, if you have a branding board. Just say yes in the chat if you have a branding board. Okay, yes, some people yes. Some people not yet. Some yeses, okay. Okay, so this, if you don't have a branding board yet, then what I suggest you do is I have created a template for a branding board that you can utilize. I will even give you guys the link to this. So because I have the pro account, I can share this exact style guide. You can save it to your Canva account and you can go in and use this exact guide to put your logos, to put your colors, to put your fonts, whatever graphics, whatever taglines you have, okay? So I'm gonna make it super easy for you. I'm also going to give you an ability to download this too, and if you have to, you could go into Canva, create it yourself, whatever you want to do. But this is what a simple standard style guide is. It looks like this. You have different logos. So I think you saw in mine, I have a couple different logos here, right? So I have, this should actually be a gold logo. I have gold, I have navy. I have this little seal right here, which I use as a favicon, or I just use for my programs and stuff. Just for me, it's just kind of like an additional stamp for my brand, but I like it. So do you see, I put all those up top. And then you select the colors, okay? I'm gonna get into all of this. This is gonna go into the color theory and the fonts and things like that, but I just want you to understand these sections of the branding board. So you're gonna go into, you're gonna do all your colors here. Underneath, I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see. See these letters here, the RGB, the CMYK. These are all different types of codes depending on if you're going to be on, if you're using this for advertising, print advertising, color, different online, you know, they're going to request different types of codes. See down here, it's the PMS code. So once you generate these colors, you will have access to this, and then you'll just put that information in down here. I'm going to show you where you get that information, okay? You guys, this is, I'm telling you, this is going to make a huge difference with creating your social media and your marketing. And then here is the fonts. You have 4 different types of fonts. You have the headers, you have subheaders, you have the body copy, and then you have the accent copy. And if I look back at mine, I wish I would have. I need to get out of zooming in. Okay, if I look back at mine, you see down here, my headlines, my headers are in crimson, my subheaders are in Open Sans bold, and then my body copy is in Open Sans, and my accent fonts is Jenny Sue. So that's all I did was I chose those those fonts to go together. And I'm going to show you how to do that too. And then down here, you just have graphics. So that could be backgrounds, that could be your icons, your social media icons, like I have mine, and then you have your tagline. So that's it. That's your branding style guide. And in Canva, when I jump into Canva a little bit later, I'm going to show you where this can get housed directly in Canva as well. But I feel like you need this tool to always have access to. So here's my secret shortcut number 1. You guys have access to this branding guide. See if I click it, I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you a link in the resource guide, so I'll send all this information to you guys, but you're going to have access to this complete guide. So you'll have this as a PDF, but I'm also going to give it to you as a link so you can change it right in Canva. And then I'm also giving you mine just because sometimes it's nice just to have someone else's to look at and kind of see, okay, what do I like? But it looks really professional, doesn't it? And it is. This is what graphic designers use. This is huge to create those amazing, beautiful images. Okay. All right. Do you guys Q&A? Any questions? Okay. Okay. So, and someone did ask, will the recording be emailed out? Yes, I'll give you guys a link. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it because it's going to be pretty big. I'll give you guys a link or I'll tell you how to access it. I might just post it inside my Facebook group or something like that, but I'll let you know. So, Caitlin, I think you answered that. So, ask that. Okay, anybody have any questions so far about that branding guide? If you do, you can just add it in the Q&A. Okay, let's move on to the font section of the branding guide. So it's easy to say, oh yeah, guys, pick your fonts, whatever you want. If you don't have fonts already, it's gonna, it's challenging to choose and decide which fonts you want to use. So there is an art to pairing fonts. And I'm gonna break this down because we don't want to be graphic designers. We just want the skills and the knowledge that graphic designers have, right? So I was showing you here, this is the font section where the fonts go in the branding style guide. So this is just a quick glossary about fonts. Fonts aren't really sexy to me, but I know we need them. And so this is just some simple things about typography. Two different types of fonts you guys will hear people talk about a lot. It's the serif, which is, if you notice, it's kind of got those little, they call them strokes at the end of the letters, but you'll notice they've got it looks a little fancier, okay? So in here they call it small projections at the end of the letter strokes. I like to say it's a little fancier. So that's serif. Usually something like that I would use headlines with. You don't have to, but just for an example. Sans serif, it's easy to remember the two apart. Sans means without. I want to say I'm not sure what language it's in, but it means without. So it just means without those little embellished strokes at the ends of the letters. So you have serif, sans serif, and then you have script. Script is usually what I would use as an accent font. Those are things that you just want accent and kind of make something pretty or stand out. You would use a script. And then there's that slab serif, and it's the thicker serif font. And then, so those are really the four basic types of fonts: the serif, the sans serif, the script, and the slab serif. And if you want to forget that, you can totally forget that. But some people are going to want to remember it. And then you also have, they're going to talk about the alignment of the fonts. And that's just going to be how they sit together and how they adjust, the spacing between them, the height, things like that. So, and then you have hierarchy. You guys want this, it's going to be in the guide. But you're not going to have to remember all of this because I have a different tool, but I do need to cover it in this because it's important. If somebody says serif or sans serif, you know now. Sans means without, so sans serif means without those little fancy things at the end of the letter. Script is just like a cursive script. It's that easy. Okay, so so this is one tool that Canva came out with that said, okay, these are the best font combinations. So if you say, you know what, I don't want to mess with any of that, Stephanie. I just want to look at some font combinations and I want to say that one I like, that's the one I'm going to use. Then you can take and look at this. I'll zoom in on some of these. I'll zoom in on this. So you can see if you like, this would be your header. This would be the subheader, and then this would be the copy. And then you could do a script in here if you chose to do like an accent font. But if you like any of these, if you like the way any of those look, you could go ahead on your branding board and just pick any of these, right? This is a really popular, I would say this is popular more so if you're looking to attract women. If your ideal customer or clients are women, the Playfair display is a really popular font, and the Montserrat is really popular with this body. But you can pick any of these, combinations and stick that directly into your branding style guide, okay? So that's a great little resource. But I'm going to give you Oh, I'm gonna make you wait, so hold on. Okay, so I did go over fonts never to use, you guys. And the only reason why is because over the years, these fonts have, and you're gonna be surprised at some of them, they've really developed a bad reputation. So one of them is, it's called Impact. And I guess I should have done it on here. I should have changed this so you would see what an Impact font looks like, times Roman numeral, but I didn't, so I apologize. But you don't want to use Impact. You don't want to use Times New Roman because it was popular and it is popular, but you want your brand to stick out. You really want your brand to have a different font than what everybody else is using. Do you guys remember comic style fonts? Or I think it was called Comic Sans, and it was kind of like a childish, like playful font. Well, if you're still using that, it ended in 2009. Stop using that font. You need to use a different font, okay? So some people may have a branding board, but you might be realizing as I'm telling you this, you need to change some of your fonts up, okay? And then Arial, which is a really popular font, it's a minimalist, but it's getting old too because so many people are using it and there's so many better ones to come out. So what should you use? I'm just going to boil it down. These are great fonts to use. The Laura, the Basketville, the Railway, the Lado, and the Catamaran. Those are great little fonts to use. And of course, to be different. I mean, you have Open Sans, which is great too, but those are nice fonts if you want to look at those. Those are great fonts to use. But please, if you're using any of these, change them out with one of these that, you know, for you to use now, just to update what you're doing. And another, so if you guys really want to get into an understanding about pairing fonts, because it really is important, you know, our eyes are what fonts catch our eyes and help us. If it's easy on the eyes, it's going to help us to keep reading it, right? So I put in your resource guide, hold on 1 second, let me go into, Canva put together this ultimate guide to font pairing. And actually it is very interesting, even for somebody like me. I didn't fall asleep reading this, but it goes into a little bit of what I was talking to you about, the anatomy of the typography. But here they give you some suggestions. So it tells you if you're looking for design publications, these are great fonts and what sizes to use as well. So this is a really good little resource. And let's see, so if you're doing a resume, it tells you what fonts to use and what sizes, which is really great. And I think it goes into sports. It goes into ebook. If you're doing an ebook, you know, do you ever wonder what font should I be using? This is great. That's what you should use for your ebook. If you're in fashion or retail, so if you have a sophisticated style, it's telling you right here. So this is a great little resource, and there's so much more on here, but I'm going to give you this link as well so you guys can look that over, because it is, depending on who you're targeting and what your business is, you're going to want to choose fonts for that as well. So I loved that. I love that little guide. It's great. But I'm going to tell you, because I told you I like 5th grade level. I like to keep things simple, and I'm that type of person. I'm like, okay, if I like this font, what goes with this font? So Canva has a font generator. This is so cool, and so many people don't know about it, that quickly determines what fonts go together. So I'm going to show you that. And then I also have another shortcut. Have you ever found fonts that you're like, I love that font? Well, there is a tool that will determine what font it is and tell you, so you can download that font. So cool. Okay, so let me see. Why? I'm so glad I put these out. I had these up. Okay, so this is the URL, and mind you, this is going to be in the guide. So you guys, I'm going to give you the guide. You'll just be able to click it, and you'll be able to do your font combination. So if you put in a font here, let's see. Let me pick a font. Let me see that. Oh, you know what? I'm going to pick, because I told you guys. Is it not in here? Use this. This is for the ebook. So let's say I want to use this font. Canva's font generator automatically pulls up other fonts that look good with it. So this, it's saying Proxima Nova and Libre Baskerville go well together. And see, if I hover over the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy green dog, it tells me that's Proxima Nova. If I like the way that looks and I like the Libre Basket, then I can, Baskerville, then I can put those together. But it also shows this over here, how it looks when you're creating your designs in Canva. And if you go over, it gives you more options, different ways to see it. Is that not so cool? Oh my gosh, you guys, put it in the chat box if that is going to be so useful for you. This is the kind of tools I like. I like to learn about sans and serif and sans serif, but I like to utilize tools to do the work for me. So that's going to help you guys pick your fonts immediately. And then let's say you have a font that you like. Let me go to chats and let's see. Yes, very helpful. Yay. Okay, Tori said, all this is so helpful. Fonts are the hardest for me. Oh my gosh. Tori, you're not alone. I feel the same exact way. Fonts are tough because that's not what we do. We're not graphic designers, you know? So, yay, I'm glad this is good. Okay, so let's say we find a font that we like. If we go, and I'm going to give you this link, if we go to myfonts.com, what the font, all you have to do is upload an image into here. So I already have one ready. I want to see, I just picked the Canva font. So I'm going to upload this image. And I want to see what font is Canva written in. I was wondering, and I never knew. So if you notice with this little tool, you can highlight each, let's say you wanted to see what this font was. These are all actually the same font, but this little tool will separate it all out if they're different. So I want to see what this Canva font is in. So all you have to do is highlight over it. And then see down here where it says click here to identify the selected font. You just click there. And it brings up all these different fonts. Is that not so cool? So, and now look, some of them aren't the same. So you can go through and look, like I'm looking at Canva up here, and what I do notice is there's a little space in the A, and then there's also this loop for the V. So as I'm scrolling down here, this one doesn't have that, this one doesn't have it. I'm gonna keep scrolling until I find one. Okay, so this one has it, right? But it doesn't have the hole right here in the A, so that's probably not it. So if I keep scrolling, there it is, right there. So cool, Elixir brush. That's exact, it looks really, really similar, doesn't it? So that's how you find out. Now listen, this says get it for $25. You do not have to pay for fonts typically. So find something that's close to this. You can, I don't have the sites here where you can purchase or you can download the fonts, but you could put Elixir brush in Google and find places that you can download it for free. You might even be able to find a Google font that's similar to it, but don't pay $25 for the font. Just use it for this tool, okay? So that's another really great tip that you can use, because sometimes, you know, when you're scrolling, I do this all the time. I'm scrolling on somebody's website and I really love it. And I'm like, man, I love that font, but how do I know what that font is? You know, now this is great. And this is something that you can do, and you can start creating like a design folder of fonts you like, color combinations you like, and then they'll be accessible right away to you. So that is another tool that you can use to identify what fonts you want on your branding board, okay? So I gave you the Canvas Ultimate Pairing Guide, which is really great. And then you can use the Canvas's font generator, and then you can use the My Fonts. So really, you should not struggle finding fonts for any of your designs anymore. And then in Canva, they actually, once we get in there, I'm going to show you that too, but once we get in there, they do pick the fonts out for you and couple fonts together. If you want to utilize what they have, you can do that too. But to create your branding board, I feel like those 3 tools for fonts are going to be really helpful. And it's going to speed things up, because now you're going to say, okay, I like this font. These are the choices I have. Make a choice, move on to the next one, and complete it and be done with it. It's really helpful tools. Okay, so on the branding board, we got your fonts done. Now we need to get into the color theories and the color theory wheel, okay? So I have never understood color. This, you know, Tori, you said you struggled with fonts. I struggle with colors. Let me just check and make sure nobody has questions. Do you guys have any questions for me? Amanda said, this is awesome, love it, yay! I'm so happy. Okay. Let me just see and make sure nobody did anything in the chat. Okay. Here for the color help too. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, so if I can make the color as simple as figuring out your fonts, then we are good to go. Color is a little tricky, but I have some more tools that I think will help you. And the biggest thing with color, just don't overthink it, okay? I'm going to share with you a little bit of color theory. It's not going to be painful, I hope not, but you do need to understand the basics. And remember, I said I like to do things at a 5th grade level, just to help us remember, right? Like the seraphin, sans seraphin means without. You can remember that stuff. Okay, so as I was doing research, when I was trying to learn color theory, there's an artist called Mark, I guess it's Chagall, that came up with an amazing quote about how to figure out what colors go together. So because I like to make it simple, he said all colors are the friends of their neighbors and the lovers of their opposites. Okay, so I'm gonna say it again. So look back at this wheel, okay? So all friends, all colors are the friends of their neighbors. So this is their neighbors, right? And their opposites. So that's pretty easy to remember. Now, when you go to color theory class, they'll tell you you need to know what complementary colors are and what analogous colors are. I don't even remember those words, but I do remember that if they're next to each other, they're friends, and if they're across from each other, they're friends. Or lovers, I can remember that, right? So on this wheel, so friends, so the analogous colors, those are the ones that are side by side. So I remember that as alongside each other, they're friends. They're analogous for alongside. And then if they complement, they're across from each other. So Side by side, they're alongside each other, they're analogous colors, and then across, they complement each other. And that's your theory, color theory for the day. No. But that's simple to remember, right? So I never wanted to even look at a color wheel because it was so overwhelming to me. But once I learned that, I knew I could teach my staff and my social media managers and designers the exact way that I want them to implement my colors. So you guys are going to get access to this too, so you guys can remember that. But I mean, you should be able to, this is so simple that you can remember this stuff in your head, right? So this gets a little more complicated, but if you just remember what I just told you about the colors are friends, they're analogous if they're next to each other, and they complement each other if they're across from each other, you're good to go. But for those of you who want to know a little bit more, we just spoke about the analogous, the complementary. You have the primary colors. These are the colors that can't be made from any other colors. These are the reds, the yellow, the blue, the green, the primary dominant colors. Secondary colors are going to be the ones that are made by mixing two primary colors, okay? And this is, we did learn this in school, you know, yellow. I'm gonna say it, hold on. Is it blue and yellow make green? Yellow and blue make green? Yellow and blue make green, that's what it is. See, I'm not good at this. I have to just look at my color wheel now. But, and then you have the tertiary colors, and these are ones that you get from mixing the primary colors with an adjacent secondary color, and that gets just a little more into the theory, but you guys can look at all of this. You'll have access to it, but for me, it just, if you remember, if they're side by side, they go together, and if they're across from each other, they complement each other and they go together. And then you've got the cool calming colors, which are, if you see this, the color wheel here is split in half. It's the purples, the blues, the greens. That's the cool calming colors. And then the warm stimulating colors are going to be the reds, the oranges, yellows, greens. So that's just simple. I'm not going to get into any more than that, except for I created this for you guys. So for those of you who really like to get into different colors and want even more in-depth about what colors go together, I created these little, I hope this helps. It's simple, but for me, I needed a visual. The complementary colors, those are the ones that are across from each other. That's like the red and green. But these colors, the complementary colors, are really bad for text, okay? And you never really want to use red and green. That is a no-no. Don't use red and green together unless you're doing Christmas. It's just a no-no. The analogous ones, they're the ones that are next to each other. And they usually match well. And you could, these three colors, you could actually use together. And then you have the triadic, and that's where they just form a triangle. Those are fine together. And then you have the split complementary. And this one is actually really good for beginners because it uses the two colors adjacent to its complementary color. So instead of using, so if you took green and you use the two colors adjacent, you actually split it, see? You could use all of those colors. So you could use the orange and you could use the purple together and the green, and it would be fine. And then you have the rectangle, or what they call tetradic, I guess, and that uses 4 colors and 2 complementary colors. So use this as a resource. I'm not expecting you to remember this, but this should be between remembering that all colors are friends of their neighbors and lovers of their opposites. That, if you can remember that, perfect. But if you want a little bit more and you want to learn about, you know, the warm colors, the cool colors, and then really picking some cool color schemes, use this as a resource, okay? Okay, anybody have any questions about that before I move on? Oh, you guys are being so quiet. I know darn well I can't be doing that great of a job explaining all of this. You don't have any questions? Let's see. Anything in the chat? No? Okay. Is that helpful, you guys? Do you think that's, I mean, do you think now, like, does that solve the mystery of the color wheel? Do you think it's pretty basic for you? Let's see. Someone's trying to talk to me. Super helpful. Okay, good. Yay, awesome. All right, Ben says helpful. Jody says it's good. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, because this is hard, you guys. The hardest thing, typically design well, but struggle to polish things off with the wording, font, color. Yes, it's true, Clark. Very helpful, just background for where you are going. Yes, yeah, for sure. This is so important. We need this. But to take all of that color theory and stuff and to try to boil it down into this condensed without losing the ability to have the wide variety of colors will help you. So here is, so you have the color wheel that you can use for color. You can use all the stuff that I just shared with you. But you also have the option of another secret shortcut. What do you think I have up my sleeve this time? Because I'm giving away all my secrets. You guys are going to think that, oh yeah, she really is a good designer. Canva, thanks to Canva, has a color generator. And so you can put an image in this color generator and it will tell you what colors are in that image. It will give you those codes that I was telling you in your branding style guide. So as you see right here, I just took a screenshot. This is an image of my social media for business program. It was my social media for business class. I stuck it in the generator and look, it pulled all the colors out that are in that image. Is that not so cool? And gave me the codes to match it perfectly. So for those of you, I say get inspired from real life palettes. When you're out in the world, especially right now, it's so beautiful outside. Take some pictures and then upload those pictures. If you like the way the sun is setting or these colors together, or maybe it's like a landscape picture, you know, with the trees and the contrast, take those pictures and then upload it into this Canva color generator and it'll pull those colors out and tell you what colors you can use. But get creative with it, because I mean, there's so much cool stuff out there. If you are someone who loves to take pictures, you'll start, I realized I started getting into this because I'm like, oh, I can do this color thing, shoot, you know, and I really started developing an eye and it became fun. So if it's okay with you guys, I'm going to show you how to do it really quick. Does that sound good? Okay. And it's not letting me, I knew that was, sometimes that happens, but it's okay because guess what I have here? I have this color generator. So see, it's Canva Colors, a color palette generator. It's going to be in your guide, so you don't even have to write it down. But I just uploaded this image right here and see it gave me all these colors. I can copy this. You guys can put this right into your branding kit. It's so cool. And then you also have the numbers and stuff that go along with it that on the color wheel, once you put that in, it'll pull the color out for you. Okay, so let's upload another image. So I put an image in here. I just put this, got it from Canva. It's a waterfall, but I wanted to see if it would do it and look. Oh my gosh, look at that. Is that not so cool? And look at those colors. Like I can't even see those colors in that, but those colors look good together. So you could use all 5 of those. You could use or mix like even 3, have all 5 of those on your branding board, but then you could mix you know, highlight with the dark gray. You don't have to use them all at the same time. Isn't that so cool? I get so excited because it's so easy now, you know, when you have the tools. Yes, those are gorgeous colors. I know. So now, you guys who say you struggle with colors, do you think you can totally get the colors down pat now? Put yes in the chat box for me. And then if you have a question, put that in the Q&A. Awesome. Yes. Bailey says yes. I know. It's so great. Stephanie says yes. I mean, and it just gives us, so you can use the color wheel, right? But when you have tools like this, Olivia says yes. Awesome. Yeah. I didn't even try that before this training. I just kind of popped it in there to kind of see. So that is, I mean, these are the secret shortcuts, I'm telling you, that will save you so much time. So imagine when you're designing and you have this up, or you're using your branding guide, now you can just pick those colors, you can pick the fonts, and know exactly which fonts, what colors go together. And so these tools, it's just, these are the simple tools that nobody tells us about. And so, okay, so one other thing, another shortcut that I have for you. So let's say you say, Stephanie, that's great. I love it. I love that I can create the fonts. I can so do that. A fifth grader could do that. I could create my own colors. A fifth grader could do that. But I even want it simpler. So Canva has created 50 branding kits that you can have access to, that you can look at and choose. And if you say, I like this complete branding kit, then you can utilize that with your whole branding guide. So I think I opened the branding kit for you guys too. Yes, I did. So it's here, and I'll put this in the resource guide as well. The resource guide is not completed yet, but once it is, I'm going to send it out to you, because I was adding, we were adding additional things for you to make sure we got everything. So, but if you go through here, once again, it's a little bit more about branding, but you can pick this complete branding kit right here if you like it. And see, it shows you all the different palettes. It shows you the different images that are included in it. And then it goes to this one. So if you like any of these, you can just pick it. And look, this button right here says create a design in Canva, and you could utilize that, make it as your branding board if you want to do that. So that's another option that you have, okay? Okay, so now with all of that information, you should have your branding board complete, okay? You should have your logos. I'm not getting into creating logos. You can do it in Canva. I'll show you where you can do it, but you can do it yourself. You can have somebody else do it. But the biggest thing in creating this is doing the colors and the fonts and having your graphics, all of those, and your logos as well. But all in your branding board. So in Canva, this is what my branding, they call it a branding kit or a brand kit. And this is what mine looks like in Canva, because I utilize these images of myself. But this is, I'm going to show you guys. I'm just going to jump in. I'm going to jump in Canva now. If you guys are set with, and you have your branding board, that's the foundation. I want to jump into Canva now and show you where the branding board is. I want to show you how to create your templates. What else am I going to do in Canva? And then we're going to get into creating your social media posts. So does anybody have any questions for me before I jump into Canva about any of this? No? Okay. All right. Now is the time. Oh, somebody might have a question. You guys, seriously, if you have questions, please ask. Okay, good. That's great. This is great. Good. Awesome. Good, good, good. Okay. So don't be afraid to ask me questions, please, 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 because this is, that's what I'm here for. Okay, so once you're in Canva, now remember, I want you to have the pro version of Canva, okay? And yours is gonna look a little different than mine because I have already created a ton of stuff in mine, okay? So, but when you're in Canva, I'm gonna go over the basics. Once again, I think I told you guys, I'm not gonna go in here and tell you how to set up your account and all of that. I am here to give you some of these amazing, useful shortcuts. So you can, Canva will teach you, if you go up here to the Learn, it says getting started with Canva, there's tutorials, designing with Canva. They're not as, I don't find them as good as this one. Some of them are good, but I kind of cut it down to the point and get you what you need. But getting started with Canva is perfect if you haven't even started using it, okay? But they have all these other resources. Okay, so over here is what they call your dashboard, okay? And right here is the brand kit. So I'm gonna pop open my brand kit. And all you do, when you have yours will appear blank, right? So brand logos, all you have to do to add a logo is click there. I'm gonna go into my logos. I'm just gonna pop one in here. I'm gonna click my logo and then I'm gonna open it and it adds it. See how easy that is? So that's all you have to do to get these. Now these are all, like you see my seal here, images of me that I use in my branding. This is the header for one of my emails. I also have my email signature, Stephanie Hines. I use this in some of my sales pages. But then you come down here and this is where you pick your brand colors. Now, because we do social media marketing and we do Facebook ads and all of that for clients, some of these, I've noticed some of my clients, these two colors are my clients. I'm not sure why they got put in here, but sometimes that happens. But if you notice that this is my main colors. Sometimes I use this color. It's not on my style guide, but I started utilizing that color. And then if you look over here, you just add your brand fonts. And you add them right in there and the sizes. And then if you need to, I needed to upload some fonts because Jenny Sue was something that they didn't have. So you can upload any fonts you have here. So that is your branding kit right inside Canva. And it's going to be so useful for you to have. So once that's your branding kit. Let me just see. Can you have multiple branding kits in Pro? Yes. Yes. Well, okay. So yes, you can. So Jody, good question. Jody, down here, do you see where it says Untitled palette? You could create a different palette here too, if you wanted to, if you need it for other, if you need it for clients and things like that. So okay, so I want to go over templates. So one of the biggest things is understanding everything starts with a template in Canva, right? So they make it easy for us. The different types of templates, you can see they have the categories as social media, personal, business, marketing, education, and trending. Okay, so under social media, this is where you're going to find your Instagram story templates, your Facebook post templates. You can click see to see all because there's so much more. This is where you're going to find any personal stuff, resumes, cards, t-shirts, business cards. Here's where the logos are. Any marketing material, flyers, things like that. Any educational stuff, you guys can do PowerPoint in Canva. It's crazy. You can do storyboards, worksheets, lesson plans. You can really do anything in Canva. And then what's trending now? Everyone's on Zoom. Do you remember how you see everyone doing their Zoom backgrounds? You can do that right here in Canva. Pretty cool. Mind mapping, YouTube channel. There's so much. So these utilize the templates that they have because they also do the sizing for you. So with Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest, they're all different size images and templates that you should use. So instead of having to remember that, just use their templates. That's all you have to do. And they have so many to choose from. So let's say I'm gonna do a Facebook post, okay? So I'm just gonna click Facebook post. Now, if I go down to templates, I can pick any one of these templates I want, and then I could change the color. So I'm just gonna pick this one, okay? So I'm gonna click this one. Say yes, that's what I wanna use. See how they already have the post size here for me? I'm gonna use this template. All right. This is inside the, I guess your workspace is what they want to call this, is your workspace. So this up here, when I click on this, when you click anywhere on this image, you'll notice this editor pops up, okay? This is where this is how you edit one of their templates. This is where you pick the different colors, you can animate it, you can add effects, you can do filters, adjust, crop, flip, all that good stuff, okay? So I'm gonna change this up a little bit because I want this to be reflective of my brand. So I'm gonna take, and I'm gonna pick this background image, and this is the color that the image is now. I want to make that, I'm going to make that my dark blue. And then I want to change this. See up here, I can hit this for the color. My brand colors pop up right here, but you can also, there's default colors that you could use, and then you can also add another color palette. I'm gonna do this really quick, you guys. So I want to brand my image, right? So I'm gonna leave this, although this color is not feeling like, oh, I see what they did, okay. All right, so I want to add, I'm gonna go over here, over to the side to remember the dashboard. I'm going to go to my folders and I have my logos right here. I'm going to add my logo on here. Once they add it, so you can move it, you can take it and resize it. I'm just going to add Stephanie Hines coaching right here. And so when anybody sees this now, it's got my design, right? It's got my colors. It's got my logo on it. I could choose to add text if I go over here. Let's say I want to add, see the different sizes of text? I want to add a smaller text. And this is where you guys can zoom in. I'm going to zoom in a little bit because it's small. See right there where the text went? I want to do, let's see, Control. StephanieHines.com, my logo. I'm just going to move this down. Here, I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger so that they can, if I do Control All and I go up here, I can make this a little bit bigger so they can see it. You know what I need to do, you guys? I need to plug in my computer. So that is how you do branding and create templates, and why it's so much easier to have your branding guide in there. Do you guys have any questions about that? And do you see how quick that was for me to create? We should have timed myself and how quick it was. Now let's say, let me see, do you guys have any questions? No questions? Oh, you have questions. Okay, awesome. This is awesome. How did you get the color palette tablet where you pulled colors from photos? Where's that located? Marcy, that is a, it's a URL, it's a color generator that Canva has, and I'm going to give you guys link to that in your style guide, okay? It'll be in your resource guide. It'll be labeled in there. What if you have multiple companies under your corporate umbrella, each has their own color scheme? We can't allow a brand kit for each. Yes, I think you have to do the enterprise, Clark, on that. I think you have to do the enterprise edition. And I'm showing you one of my Canva accounts. I have a couple because, long story, anyway. So I think that it's the enterprise edition that you'll have to use for that. Let's see. Okay. You're welcome, Marcy. Okay, good. Okay, any other questions? 1 second. Okay, that's what I was just going to show you. So Jody asked, what does the animate button do? So that's what I was just going to show you. All right, so let's say this Stephanie Hines, or let's say Cloud. Let's say no, it's only going to do image because that's not an image. So what we can do is if you click animate, right now it's on none, right? See what it does? If you click fade, it fades all the font and text, the text and the images in. You can pan it in, you can rise. So you can mess with any of this. And then when you save it, you want to save it as a GIF or a video, right? So that this shows. And you guys know with social media, video gets a lot more coverage. And so if you do video, you're going to create it as a video, even though it's a simple, quick video. That's a cool one. It's going to help you with your social media posts getting seen even more. And you can do it as a GIF or Instagram, whatever. So that's exactly what it does. Okay, so let's say now, let me make sure nobody has any more questions before I move on. Okay. Okay, so now what I want to do is we want to be able to download, or you could download this image and save it. So let's say you have a social media scheduler that you use. I have my own marketing dashboard that myself and our clients use. And so that schedules all of our social media posts. So all I'm going to do, how I typically do it, is if I'm going to create social media posts for the week, or the month, we usually do it for the month, I would create and add another page right in here. So you can add, let's say I want to use this as a template. I don't because it's horrible, but I could add a page and it will just add the base background, or I could actually duplicate, make an additional, see how it made two? And then I could change it up if I wanted to. But I would create all my images right in here. And then I'm going to show you when you download it. We're not going to save it as a video because I want to show you. I want to save these as JPEGs. And see, it says here, select pages. I want to do both of them. I want to download both of them. And if, let's say because it's a different image, right? When I download all of them, it's going to give me a separate JPEG for each of them. So sometimes I'll have 46 pages, and when I download it, it breaks it up for me into 46 different images. But this is a time saver because I don't have to go in and out, save this image, go into another one 46 times, you know, so it's all in one place, and then I can change them out. So I just click download, and it downloads it for me. And then I can save it wherever I want to save it. See how it made two separate images right here. And then all I do is I would highlight both of these. I'll put this in the Canva training for now, and I just drop and drag it into my social media folder, and it adds it right there, and it's done. So that's one way of doing it. The other way is you can post directly to Facebook. And I actually unlinked my account so I could show you guys how to do this. So let's say I wanted to, I could post this to my Facebook page. I could post it to my Facebook group. I could do Twitter. I could use Slack. They have so many more options, okay? But you just have to connect these, and I'll show you how to do it. So I'm going to say I want to do it to my Facebook. Let's just say I'm going to do my Facebook. No, I'm not. I'm just going to make it easy and show you guys. I'm going to do it to my Facebook page, okay? So I need to connect Facebook. I just want to walk you through these steps. I want to continue as myself. And then it's connected. So now all I have to do is just say I want to post to Stephanie Hines coaching. I just want to post one of these, right? So remember I said you could choose, so I'm only just going to post one. And then I can write whatever my social media post is, I write it in here. And this says, I don't know, we'll just say the design challenge. And then I could publish it, and it will go directly to my Facebook, but I don't want to. So that's how you can post, and you could do the same for a Facebook group, for Twitter, for Slack, for whatever you want. And there's a bunch more. There's Pinterest. See all these? You could actually publish it to Google Drive. So instead of downloading it like I did, you could, if you use Google Drive, you could just move it right over. So, but you have all those options, okay? Okay, so that is how to create from a Facebook template. You saw how to use Animate, how to use your branding kit to change the images to actually, I say if you're going to brand your images, you want your logo at least, if not your URL on there. Just so that people know it's yours. And if somebody finds that image, they repost it, you know, oh, Stephanie Hines Coaching posted that, okay? They even know to go to my website. Or I could duplicate this. So see this? I can go up here. I can right click, I can copy it. And then I can paste it. Let's say I want to move this one over here. See how it lines everything up too, you guys? See that, how it lines it up? I'm going to highlight in there, and I'm going to do @Shines Coaching. And that's where people can find me on social media, okay? And those are important to have and create these templates. So that way you can use them over and over and over again. You could label this. Up here at the top is where you label it. I'm going to do SHC, Stephanie Hines Coaching. I'm going to call it a template. And then I'm just going to say, I'm going to save it. Okay, so you guys have, let's see, any questions about that? What does the animate button do? It said Jeff was a beta. It's not fully functional. It might not be, it's in beta, so it is, but certain images it might not be, Jody, for the GIF. Any other questions? Okay. You guys, that's pretty basic, right? I mean, that's just how you're getting in there and you're creating those designs. Okay, so I want to show you the social media and how important social media is. So this is the social media templates. I want you to see these up close. Just different templates that I have created over the years. But you see the consistency here, right? So anytime you scroll, you're going to be able to see, oh, that's Stephanie Hines. You don't even know what it's gold, it's blue, it's got my font. This is the same thing. Some of these, this is like for a blog post actually, so they're going to download it. This is actually a social media post, and this is a social media post, but you see everything has @Shines Coaching down here. It has my logo, it has my website. So if this image gets shared, people know that Shines Coaching or stephaniehines.com, they just need to go there to follow me. But do you see there's a pattern with all of this stuff? And so in Canva, I say create these images, just like I was showing you. Create this simple image like this one right here, and then use it over and over and over again as templates. And you can save them as templates. You can save it as an image, you can save it as a template. So if it's a template, you want to save it as a template so that you can use it over and over. But this is what having a branding board really, really helps with. Somebody had a question, let's see. So you cannot set up posts to automatically post to social media, correct? No, you can. You can't, so it says, so you cannot set up posts to automatically post to social media. No, I just showed you how to do that. You totally can do that. If I were to publish that post, Stephanie, it would have went directly to my Facebook page, but I didn't want it to. But you can do it directly from Canva, that's it. I don't think you can schedule posts in Canva, Jody. I don't think you can. That is a good question. I don't use it for scheduling posts, but if you Googled it, you could probably find the answer to that. Just because I don't use it for any of my clients, just because we do massive amounts of social media. So I don't utilize that. I don't think you can though. But if you had something like this in your Canva and you just plop in statistics, see, this was just, I could have plopped this Facebook statistics right here in this template. Then it makes it so much easier. And that's where I was saying you could publish your content anywhere. Okay, so far, you guys, we have covered, you have your branding style guide, and you know how to publish it inside of Canva in their branding kit. You learned the art of pairing fonts. You have so many tools now that you can pair fonts. You have the guide I gave you. You have the automatic font generator. You have what the font, if you find a font you like. And then I also gave you the complete branding. There's 50 branding kits. If you just wanted to use Canva's branding templates, you could use theirs. You learned about color theory and the color wheel, the colors that go together, that complement each other, that are friends. The ones next to each other are friends. They're analogous. The ones that cross from each other complement and they're lovers. So, and then you've got also that the color generator, where if you snap images, you put the image there, it's going to give you the color. So you have all of that. I showed you how to make templates. I showed you how you can make 45 templates just in one quick design. And then posting to social media and really making those winning social media content is having those branded templates, right? Pulling the images, use Canva. They have great quotes in there. They have great photos, which I'll show you their photos and stuff too once I get back in there. And then you can publish your content anywhere from Canva. You can publish it on Pinterest, Facebook groups, Slack. I mean, there were so many places to choose from. You just need to connect your accounts, and then it will automatically post for you. I don't know if you can schedule those out. Jody had a good question, but you guys, you can Google that and find out. So I want to know, who wants to take things to the next level? But I'm ready, because now I'm going to hit some of those bonuses. We have, oh, you guys, we've been doing this this has been an hour and a half. It's gone by so quick. So tell me if you guys are ready to go and hear some more tips and tricks. Okay, awesome. Let's go. Hit me. I love it. Okay, let's see some. Okay, wait, you guys have some questions in here. Can Canva connect to any of the popular? Yes. So Clark asked if you were preparing graphics for postcards and other physical prints, can Canva connect to any of the popular online printers? Yes, it can. And they can be directly submitted. So, and it shows you, I'll show you when I get in there, Clark, really quick. Great. Rudy says ready. Bailey says I'm ready. Ginny says I'm ready. Stephanie says I'm ready. All right, let's do this. Okay, remind me to do that for you, Clark, once I get in there. Okay, I want to show you how to lock images in Hyperlink. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 images in a little tag here. This is my online marketing snapshot report that I do. And I will always, this is great for when you're locking images. I think this is it. When you're locking images, I love to, when I create products, I want people to kind of see what they're going to get. We're so visual. So I'm going to pull that up and show you. So what I'm going to do, Clark, I'll show you really quick where you do that. So let's say I wanted to print. See down here where it says like print business cards, print postcards. And this one's not going to actually do it because I think this was animated, but you can actually click here and it will link you to those different sites. I'm trying to see if it's going to do it here too. I remember. No, it doesn't. No, so you just actually have to go in here and choose if you want to send it directly to print any of this. Okay, and it'll pop it up. Okay, so let me go in here. I'm going to show you how to link those images. I'm going to pull up. I thought I had it. Here it is. Okay, so I already had this image in here to make it easier. Okay, and see it's already connected. So see how I can move it all around together right now? I'll show you how I did that. I need to ungroup it. All I did was super simple. See how there's that many? Let me zoom this in a little bit, you guys. So you can see. Okay, so all you do is you click the image. Oh, great. Of course, it's not going to work for me now. Hold on. And you want to highlight each of these images is what you want to do. And I just did it. I just linked all those together. Hold on. Oh, you have to click on the vector, the white button on the bar. No, I don't. The vector? No, once I highlight it, typically, once I highlight it, it should, I usually do shift. There it is. Okay, so all you do is shift, and then you click each one of them. See how I'm highlighting each one of them? I hold shift down, and I want to make sure I got all of them. See this little guy down there? I could see he's not connected. So you got to look really good. I'm going to connect him. I'm going to let go of shift, and then I hit group. And now they're all grouped together. If you missed one, it's going to be left behind. So you'll know, and then you might have to start over, but that's it. So you just want to make sure you grab it, the individual images. So now I'm going to ungroup it, grab each of the individual images by hitting shift and click, and then grab them all and then hit group. That's how you create that image so that it stays together, okay? That's so helpful. I don't know if you guys ever try to do this before, or if you guys have ever tried to group things together, but you know, or if you're moving fonts around, it's really nice to know how to group things together, because if you have several fonts and let's say they're not all lined up, but you like that they're centered together, then you can move them all over your image if you're grouping them. So all it is group. And once you do this, see how I hit it? And then I hit shift. And sometimes it gets finicky though. That group will pop up like it did before. See that when I hit the second one, immediately this group thing pops up. So you see, even sometimes I struggle with it. It just gets a little finicky, that's it. So that's how you're gonna group things together, okay? Okay, so, oh, and I was gonna hyperlink it. Let me show you how to do that. Actually, I'll show you on the next one how to hyperlink. So that's grouping. Now the second one is, I told you I'm going to show you how to remove backgrounds and create transparent images. This is another one that is huge. So what you're going to do is really a graphic with a transparent background is called a PNG file. Okay, so if someone says, is your logo in a PNG file? All they're saying is your logo have a transparent background? So for instance, let's say this was dark, let's say this was like gold, my color gold back here. But if I didn't have this as a PNG file, you would see this square white and you would see all that white and it would look horrible. So you want your files like logos and then realistic product markups like this over here, you want them always to have a transparent background and you want them to be in a PNG file, okay? So I'm gonna show you how to do that. I'm gonna go to all my designs and I'm gonna pull up this product image. Okay, so this is really cool though, you guys. So this is a product image. So when I sell my products, I want people to know what they're getting, right? So I'm gonna go over here to my dashboard. I'm gonna go in my folders because I've organized all my designs. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down here to my programs. I have two in here. I'm going to use the Do It With Me program. So what I'm going to do is you have to use a photo. So you noticed here, look, do you notice it says 2 of 47, 3 of 47? Those are templates. I need to go to my photos to use this. So I'm just going to drop and drag this. This is lesson 3. Maybe I'll drop and drag that here. I mean, I have a ton of trainings in here. Let's see, I'll use this one right here. Isn't that so cool? I can give you guys access to this as well if you guys think you would use it. And then let's say I want to do some of my the outlines and stuff they're going to get. Oops. So now if you drag it over and you don't click it in one of those, it's going to create a whole document. All you have to do is go up here and hit undo and it brings you back. This arrow up here is undo. Okay. So don't panic. I know you guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, Stephanie. But see how this is all highlighted? I need to click over here so it wasn't highlighted. And then I can do these individual ones. Why that's not doing it, but you guys get the gist of it, okay? So that's all you have to do. That once I use this product, now I want to make sure once all the products are in there, I want to make sure that this has a transparent background. All I need to do is download here, okay? Pick PNG. See this button right here? It says transparent background. You just click that. and then you download it. And then it's going to give you a transparent background. That's it. It's so cool. All right, I'm going to save this in, and I'm going to show you guys really quick so that you can see. I'm going to save it in my masterclass. Okay, so now let's say I want to get out of this. No, I don't. This is what I'll do. I'll create a new page. I'm going to create the background of this page as that dark blue. And now I'm going to upload that image I just created, right? So I'm going to click Upload Image. I'm going to go right here to the Canva class where it was created. I'm going to click it. I'm going to open it. And then I can just drop and drag it over here. And do you see how it has the transparent background? It doesn't have, if it doesn't have a transparent background, everywhere where this box is behind it would be all white. It would look horrible. But see how cool that is? And I would probably change this background to something else. I just wanted you guys to see the contrast. But that's how you do it. Pretty cool, huh? Okay. That's how you create a transparent background. Let's say you have an image that, we'll pick this one. Let's say I want to get rid of this background, okay? So I want to get rid of this photo background. All I do is the minute I click that image, do you see my editor pops up? All I have to do is go over here to transparency, click on it. Now see, it's already at 55 because if we had it at the full, you wouldn't be able to see the lettering. So we just moved it a little bit so that you could see her in the background and it looks nice and subtle. Or I could just take it away altogether, leave like a silhouette or something. Okay? That's how you take away the transparency of a background. Or lighten it up so your font sticks out. That's pretty cool too, huh? Now another way to do it is if you wanted to keep it like this, this is what some people do. I'm going to show you this really quick. You could take an element, let's say for instance, just a square. I'm going to make this white because I want my font to stick out. And see how I need that square to go backwards, right? Because I need it to be behind the font, but in front of the image. All I do is I highlight it, I go up here to position, and you just go backwards. And see, it automatically put it directly behind the font. So now the tricky part is it's so far behind the font, I have to move the font to get to it, but I wanted to show you guys that. So see how I can move that? So now I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger. I'm going to use the transparency. I'm going to take it down just a little bit, and then I'm going to move the font back over it. So you could do it that way as well. 2 ways of doing it. That helpful? Do you guys have any questions about that? I get so excited because this stuff is so, once you learn these little tricks, it makes your images go from looking like elementary school to like a real graphic designer, right? So, okay, let's see. Let's see who's got some questions. Very helpful, Ben says. Jody, will you do that transparent background again, please? Jody, you can, you'll be able to rewatch it because I don't want to go back over it because I still have some other things that I want to cover. If I have time, I will do that for you, okay? But I am recording this. So, okay, good. Okay, so we now are, oh, the only other thing I wanted to show you is how to hyperlink. So this is how you hyperlink in, I'm going to show you, let's say, we're going to go back to my product image, okay? Let's say I wanted to go back to my images. We're going to go back here. Let's say I want this to hyperlink to my website. I'm gonna click the whole outside because I want the whole thing. And it's not, it's not letting me hyperlink this one. Oh, I might need to, let me just go into something else and make it easier because that is a complicated one. That product markup is so complicated. I'll use this one. This is easy. I'm just going to show you guys, pretend like it was all linked together. All I have to do is click this little link up here, and I want it to go to my website, let's say, okay? That, honestly, I would want it to go to this product page, which is my free online marketing report. I would click apply, and then when I download it, it will link it. And so when somebody clicks on that PDF, it only links for PDF though, you guys. It won't do it for images and stuff, but just for PDF. When you download it, you have to save it as a PDF and then you download it, okay? And Clark, if you want to creating a PDF for print, you need to make sure you click the PDF print and download it, okay? So that's how you guys hyperlink. It can only be though for PDF, so don't forget that, all right? So, okay, let me get in here and see if you guys have any other questions. I don't see any there. I mean, you guys, we covered a lot. Do you feel like this is, if you utilize just what I shared with you in this training, that it's going to up your game? Like you already feel like, I'm sure I got this. I'm a pro now. And it's not going to take you forever. That's what I love. That to me just makes my heart sing when I feel like I can do something, but I don't have to sit there forever to do it. So, okay, let me see what else that I wanted to share with you guys. Let's see. I feel like my work will be more consistent. Tori says, I feel like my work will be more consistent visually for my clients. For sure, Tori, for sure. Yes, I know. It's so exciting. It doesn't have to be super hard, right? Okay, so these, you guys, I'm not going to go over all of these because we have 15 minutes left. I'm going to include, Canva has keyboard shortcuts, okay? So once you get in there, and you find you're using Canva a lot, these shortcuts really help. And these are the top, I actually grabbed this from, I want to give them credit. It's created by Social Chefs, but they created this and I wanted to show you, these are the top shortcuts, but the one I'm going to include is actually Canva's. Canva has a ton of them, but you can actually print it, use it as a resource or whatever. But these are really, you don't think you'd utilize them, but you really do. Like to add a border to a text, oh my gosh, to be able to just use these commands, it's so easy. So if you're using Mac, you use Command, and if you're using PC, you use Control. So that's how they're deciphering, okay? Between the two. I'm going to include that in your resource guide. So you guys will have that in there too when you're at that level. And in the guide, like I say, is going to be the Design Like a Pro resource and shortcut secrets guide. I'm still putting it together, but it's going to be, it's pretty comprehensive. And I think when you sit down, you'll be able to utilize this. What we did is we're putting it into a PDF form with those hyperlinks so that as you guys are working, you can just have the PDF open. You could click on the link and it's going to pull open that browser for you. So I think that's going to be most helpful. The first one we made didn't have that, and I just wanted to take it up a notch. So you're going to have to be patient, but I will send it out, I promise. And then the final bonus is what I told you, is that because Canva allowed me to be an affiliate and do this training, they are giving you guys a 30-day trial to Pro. My link will be in there as well, but let me show you what that looks like. One of these. When you pull up, I've way for the pro version, they'll do it. I think it's maybe 14 days for the free. It might be 30. But you guys will have access to that, and I'll give you that in the, and if I'm not giving you the resource guide right now, so you guys, I'm going to copy this. If you want to go and sign up, I know some of you want to get started right away. I'm going to go put this in the chat. This is your 30-day pro link. Go ahead and copy this and go sign up now. That would be great. And I'm going to try and get that guide out to you by the end of the week. So I feel like you guys can quickly design like the pros. You're Canva pros now. You've accomplished the training. You have probably more shortcuts than you've ever had before with Canva, and you're going to be able to use them in that resource guide. So I want to know, what additional questions do you guys have? We have 10 minutes. So I want to jump in here, and you guys ask questions in the Q&A. Now's your time to ask questions. Don't be shy. Any questions you have? Oh my goodness, you guys, no questions? Oh, so you guys were a pro before I even started this. Okay, tell me then, okay, so tell me what is the, I want to hear from you guys. Let's see, you mentioned creating for newsletters. Do you export that as a PDF? So if you want your newsletter, Tori, if you're going to print it, then yes, you're going to do it as a PDF. If you're going to do it as an email, you can also do it as an email. But the newsletter can be saved to just be sent out in whatever format you want. And yes, Amanda, you can design larger posters or signs in Canva to print. Let me show you guys that. Yes, Tori, MailChimp connects automatically to your Canva account. So you guys, I'm going to show you really quick in there, because that is so exciting too. There's so much that Canva can do. Let me get in here. Let's go to templates. Where did I see that? Hold on, let me see. Let me see, MailChimp. Let me just put mail. It's not going to. Okay, so here are the MailChimp templates that you guys can use. You can connect your MailChimp account if you want. And those are just some of the templates. But if you go in templates and you go to email, whatever you want, and then link your MailChimp account, you can export it that way. I forget who was asking me about printing the bigger posters. You have all these posters, all this marketing material you can choose from. So if you want to know, let's say you want a poster, let's just say it's a recycling poster. So these are all the different ideas for recycling templates that are pulling up. So you guys have access to all of this. The other thing I want to show you is the YouTube channel. Well, you have all this art templates for your YouTube channel, but you can also do, I was looking around, they have, if you search in designs, look, you can search videos. and look at all these different ideas of videos that come up that you can get in here, create your branding around, and use for social media posts. How cool is that? They also have, let's say you want to do a presentation. They have full presentations in here, and you can research the different presentations that you want to do. If you want to do a social media strategy, oh, I just clicked on it, shoot, but I'm going to show you really quick anyway. Look at this, and it opens up. Look, this is the whole presentation, you guys. You can just change your information, add your information. It is really, really cool. And then you can, I did my last training, that's what I did. I did my own template, but I went in here, and you can go in here and present directly from within. I'm gonna show you if you guys wanna see. Is that not so cool? So that's the presentation. Oh, I didn't make it all, but I needed to add more images, but you see it goes into presentation mode right from within Canva. But see, I didn't add any more of these. I didn't, if I would have added these over and added pages and stuff, it would have created a full-on presentation. But it is so cool. You need to just really get in here and look at all of these like functions that Canva can do. So, okay, so you guys tell me, we have 5 minutes left. I want to know, what is the biggest takeaway that you learned from this training? And if you guys want to unmute yourself, you guys could even, whoever wants to, you want to unmute yourself, you can. Oh, everybody's going to be shy. You're waiting for me to do all the talking. I see how it is. All right, let me see. Okay, so.
Stephanie?
Yes.
Hey, it's Marla. Where's the link to the 30-day free subscription?
It's in the chat.
See, I don't see it in the chat.
Yeah, let's
No.
see. Do you see it?
Mm-mm.
Let me post it again.
Please.
All panelists and all attendees. Okay, do you see it now?
Yes,
you got it?
Thank
Okay, good. All right, you're welcome. Okay, so is Canva popular in the virtual assistant world? Absolutely. If you want to outsource some of your social media work. Yes, yes it is. But you know, my thing is this, why would you hire a virtual assistant to do to do this when there are social media management companies that do this all day long and can really do an amazing job for you. Depending on what you want to do, that's what I would recommend. When I first started doing this, I tried to hire people and train them, and it is a nightmare, and even me as a social media, we have our digital online agency, and we do it with me marketing, where I help people do their marketing and my team does, or we have a do it for me where we just do all of their marketing. And I'm telling you, when you have a team doing all your marketing for you, brand consistency, you might pay more, but the return on investment is huge. So, but yes, you can do that. So Rudy said transparency and position. Oh, good, awesome. Bailey said, I love the font matching and tool and how you can enter a picture and find the colors that match. I know, it's really cool, huh? Talk about the cost differences between virtual assistants and teams like yours. Clark, it's just, that's a whole different, I don't really want to get into that. If anybody is interested in that, or even working with my team and the different options I have a cool marketing dashboard that is an all-inclusive dashboard that does all your social media posting, your Facebook ads are in there, your reviews, all your listings in one dashboard. I've never, ever found a tool like this. And so we have some pretty cool things going on. But, you guys, I will share with you. If you're interested, reach out. I'd love to talk to you about it. But And I appreciate you asking about that too, Clark. Okay, so is that it, you guys? I think everybody is, biggest takeaway is the branding board. Tori said the biggest takeaway is the branding board. I'm building websites, social media, and newsletters for a ministry and struggling to keep them streamlined, and the same on all fonts. I also run my own biz and company, so this allows me to keep it fresh and simple. Yes, you guys, if you'll give me 2 more minutes, can I show you how to keep your workspace organized? You guys, click yes if you will give me in the chat, if you give me a couple more minutes to show you that, because I don't want anybody to have to leave. Okay, let me show you really quick then. I could do this all day. Okay, because now this is just one of my Canva accounts. You don't need different Canva accounts. Don't even pretend like I didn't even say that. But if you look over here, I scroll down. Oh, maybe not. Did I pass it? Oh, all my folders. So right under the brand kit, go to all my folders. These are all the different folders that I have. This is how I keep things organized, okay? So my logos is my logos, my headshots. I have a bunch of different ones just because as a coach, people want to see who you are, your personality, so I have to have pictures of myself. So that is what I was considering a logo. These are all my templates right here. Some of these will say like 8 items, but don't forget, this is from posting it to my Facebook groups. But in one of those items, they could be 46 or 47 images. But these are all the downloads I have. So people have the opportunity, this I created because of PDFs, remember, that you could link. So with my Facebook ads course, my branding guide, I've created all, these are all my downloads. So I have them in a folder. And then I also have my, and I'm not seeing them, clients, here they are. Okay, so these are just some of our clients, but this is all my clients, in this Canva account that I have for these clients. So I keep all their information is right in here. So that's how you can keep your clients organized. And then what I would do, you guys, if you are doing this, if you have different companies, what I would do is right in here, upload directly into this folder. Remember where I showed you over here, the uploads when you were in the editor? I like to keep that space clean. So when I'm using with my clients, I like to upload anything directly into this folder, and I can do it easily there. Then when I go into editor, I can pull in, they'll pull in all Terry Brick's templates, designs, and it'll pull in photos. So that's a neat little trick. But having these folders, like all of my blog posts are right in here. So that way, if my buttons, see how it says recent and it says what are templates, and then it also say what are your designs. So this, if I have any questions, this is where all of my blog posts, images are. So it just really keeps it organized. And if you do that from the beginning, it makes it a lot easier. The other thing that I like is that with a pro account, remember I said you could share, and I'll share that link with you. People can also share things with you. So here I can see what did people share with me, you know, and that was probably my team or whatever sharing that information. But it's really nice to keep things in folders because then you can find it and you can find all the images and stuff that you created. So yeah, so I hope that really helped you guys and that you found value in this training. And I will definitely be sending out to you guys. I think everyone who registered, Brandy, you have everyone's emails, and you guys, if it's okay, I will email you that style guide, I mean, that resource guide with all the links in it. And then I'll just put you also on my list. So when I'm doing updates and different trainings and stuff, that I do a lot of free trainings, I can invite you guys to that, and you have access to, I try to just share tips and tricks and things like that with people. But yeah, so I'll do it that way. Let me just make sure I answered everybody. Okay, good. I think that's it. So Brandy, is there anything that you have left to? There's one thing that I would love you guys to do that I would ask, because this is the first time I did this training. I would love for you to go to, let me share my screen one more time really quick, you guys. At Shines Coaching, I think I put it on here. If you will find me on Facebook and just go to Google and just do a review of this training, the value you got, it would mean so much to me, because that way I can get this out there. And, you know, other people, third-party validation is so much better than me going out there saying, oh, it's so great. But I know there's a lot of other people out there looking for this information. So I just want to thank you guys so much for your time. And Brandy, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, thank you so much, Stephanie. That was so valuable. I know I learned a lot that I had only just kind of played around with Canva very briefly. So I learned a lot. So thank you so much for your time and your in-depth, and for sharing all of your secrets with us. And then I do have the email addresses, so I will send you a copy, or feel free to send it to me and I can send it out, whichever you think is easier.
Okay, perfect. Yes, that's good. And then I'll figure out what to do with this link too, because it is so long. I'll let you guys know, and I'll include that in there as well. So what I might do is just, you guys, I might just put a link to the training in my Google Drive. You would just have to make sure you download it, because it will expire. I'll let you know in the email if that's what I choose to do. But yeah, so good. Well, thank you guys so much. And if you have questions, reach out, you know, like my page on social media, you know, Facebook, because then we can connect more. You can see things that I'm posting. I would love to connect with you and, like, you know, reciprocate. So yeah, let's definitely stay connected. And Brandy, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Oh, thank you, Stephanie.
All right. Take care, everyone.
You too.